And this monthly roundup for May, we talk about
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Guardians of the Galaxy, King Arthur,
Silicon Valley,
Wonder Woman, Supernatural,
and Doctor Who.
Not necessarily in that order.
Not in that order. Let's make
Pretty
up a
symbolic.
game.
Battle Spinner. You don't play fair.
That's how you block. So you block.
Dab.
No, it's blocking. Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you guys watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
I saw it with you.
Yeah,
So I guess I did
we
too.
saw it together.
And we ate a lot of popcorn.
We did.
Like a lot of popcorn. But I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy. Personally,
it was so good.
Personally though, for the soundtrack, I love the soundtrack
I
of
did too.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
It's well curated.
I really love Fleetwood Mac. So Fleetwood Mac's The Chain was in that movie probably like 3 to 4 times. I think that was like one of the main songs that played in that movie.
Probably.
But one of my favorite things about it was how many names Rocket Raccoon had. So there was Trash Panda.
I love Trash Panda.
There were other ones though. That's the one that I can remember right now. Which you look like a Trash Panda, Luca.
Baby Groot was so cute.
He was really cute, and I thought he was really clever and witty. That's the word. He was really witty.
But he really wasn't. He was kind of dumb. Really good. I like how you got to know all the characters like a little bit more personally, and you saw their backstories, and you really felt for like Nebula, which I didn't think was possible. But
Yeah,
you did. And I didn't realize this. I don't know how I didn't realize this, but the actress who plays her was on Doctor Who for like 4 years. Yeah, Karen Gillan.
Well, you probably wouldn't recognize her in her.
Yeah, I don't know why though. I should have known that.
I think that there was a lot of character building in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And maybe that's why people felt like there wasn't enough humor. Like, I've heard a lot of criticism in that sense.
Yeah, I felt like the humor, they like nipped it out a little bit more, but I feel like you can't make the same movie twice.
No.
So, and if people were expecting that, they were going to be disappointed, and if they got that, they would have been disappointed anyway, so I don't really take that as like true criticism.
It has to evolve. The story itself has to evolve, but it can't just stick to simple one-liners. I mean, the Mary Poppins one-liner was really good. Wait, what did he say? I'm Mary Poppins?
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah.
I really loved his character. I was like crying.
Oh, I did not read it, but the Rocket comic came out.
Oh, it did. That's right.
And I just didn't have a chance to read it, so
You picked it up though, right?
I did pick it up, so we're gonna read that. And
All right. Stuff to look
about
forward to. I haven't picked up anything new.
seriously, I feel like we've been really bad with comics this month.
There's just so much, especially with the new 52 and all these new movies coming out. Another little fun fact that some people, it's kind of like bubbling up in the message boards about the Watchers being in the MCU universe and how Stan Lee is supposedly a Watcher. This is a theory. He's a Watcher in all of his cameos. So the Watchers in the MCU universe, in the comics, are a species of people that just record history, and they come to Earth whenever there's like a really big change or something histrionic going on, and that's why Stan Lee always shows up
In like all of the movies and stuff?
Yeah, because in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, you see him talking...
Yeah, he was talking
about being a FedEx worker.
Yeah.
And he was a FedEx worker in Deadpool. Was it Deadpool? No, it was one of the Avengers. I don't know. This is a really interesting theory. I saw this on Trey Guillotine's. Trey Guillotine? Or is it Guillotine? On his,
Guillotine?
He just did a video about it. He explains it way better than I do. You should head over there. We'll put the link down below. But yeah,
So I know nothing about the Marvel comic universe.
I don't know that much either. I know more than you do, but I'm by no means an expert. But I thought there's like a fun little trivia fact. Anywho, what else did we see? We saw King Arthur.
Yes, King Arthur. If you haven't seen it, because it came out the same weekend as Guardians of the Galaxy, shame on you, film industry, for that. I mean, it didn't stop me from going to see the movie right after Guardians of the Galaxy, but you need to give this movie a chance. Considering it hasn't had enough media output.
No, I think they were promoting it, and it did have a few good trailers, because I remember hearing about it and being like, I want to see this. I forget what movie I saw the trailer during.
Yeah, it was during a movie that I saw the trailer too. Yeah. Oh, Power Rangers. I remember seeing it.
Oh, okay. And I was like, I have to see this. And it is so good.
Yeah, King Arthur, like, Guy Ritchie did an amazing job with King Arthur. Forget what everyone else is saying in terms of, it's not the true King Arthur story, or it's some strange take on it. Yes, it's Guy Ritchie directing it, and he is going to have a unique take on King Arthur itself. And it's quirky. Like, there are very quirky things about the movie, but overall, it's an awesome action movie. Like,
yeah, the acting is very good in it. I love. Oh, those are my glasses. The acting's really good in it. I love Charlie Hunnam.
Yep.
In it, he's amazing.
Charlie Hunnam.
Jude Law is in it, and I thought he retired, or he only did dramas anymore.
Which is interesting because this is probably one of the first roles that he had where he didn't carry the movie.
Like, yeah, he wasn't the main character.
He wasn't the main character. And Charlie Hunnam actually wasn't even going to be King Arthur originally.
Because Guy Ritchie didn't like him.
Guy Ritchie did not want him for the role. But Charlie Hunnam just showed up at his house to have tea one day and changed his mind about it. So that's a good job.
Yes, thank you for doing that.
Following your dreams and pursuing that. Because Charlie Hunnam was really great as King Arthur. And they left the ending of the movie open-ended for more movies to come. So we were talking about this the other day. We really hope that financially the production houses aren't going to let how, not poorly it did, but how...
It didn't do bad, it just didn't make its money back.
Yeah, I don't think the movie's going to make its money back in the U.S.
Probably not the U.S., no.
Maybe worldwide.
Yeah, and maybe, like, in post, like, not in post, when it goes to demand and Netflix and all of that. Because it was a really good movie, but it cost more to make than it cost to make Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
And
really?
Yeah.
More?
Yeah.
Damn. And it's like more. Just as much CGI. I mean, more. Probably more CGI.
No, maybe about the same amount.
Okay.
Because I think they did use a lot of sets, and it was filmed on location, King Arthur, yeah. So, but it's definitely worth it.
Who cost that much money then? Who cost the production so much money?
Guy Ritchie, I don't know. These are, like, really well-known actors.
Yeah. That's true. Probably Jude Law.
Costs a lot.
It's definitely Jude Law. He's probably like $100 million. And that's it. And then I'll be your...
But I read somewhere that it was supposed to be like they had planned out like 6 movies for like this whole storyline, and I'm just like, that would have been epic. It would have been like Lord of the Rings epic, because it's just a really well-made movie.
So they left it so open-ended to be Knights of the Round Table. So yes, to be the next movie, which hopefully I think it will get made. I was listening to Guy Ritchie on a podcast, and the way he made it seem was that he is definitely working on a second movie already.
Oh, good.
And
good.
He didn't want to focus. He didn't want to bring Merlin into King Arthur just yet, because he's such like a profound character that he wanted to
focus on him.
Focus on King Arthur first.
Like, each character. That's a good idea.
And then in the next movie, he's going to hopefully introduce Merlin.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were bothered by the fact, well, my brother mentioned, he's like, where was Merlin? And I was just like, I don't know. I didn't really miss him. But because he had his mage there.
Yeah.
So...
just go see the movie.
Go see it. It's worth it.
Go see it, since, like I said, you probably missed it because of Guardians of the Galaxy. But Jenna got to see Wonder Woman.
I did.
She got to see an early screening of it, which she didn't invite me to.
I did invite you. There just weren't tickets left. I'm sorry.
So I stayed home and I played with my fidget spinner.
But I definitely will see it with her when she wants to go. If she wants to go with me.
Can you give us some? I don't know. I don't want to. We can't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it. Definitely not going to spoil it. I'd say the DC universe has definitely redeemed itself with this movie.
Okay.
If you were nervous from Suicide Squad or Batman vs Superman, yeah, definitely.
Since I didn't see Batman vs Superman, but I did see Suicide Squad, and you know how I felt about Suicide Squad. So how would I feel about Wonder Woman?
You would definitely like Wonder Woman a lot better because the pacing is great.
Okay.
There's never a moment when you're like, oh, this is dragging, or I don't care about this plot point anymore. Because it does keep moving, and there's a lot of storyline going on. Like you get her origin story, you get the setup of the story, and then there's like another story in that story.
Like super fast paced in terms of her origin. So in King Arthur, it's very fast paced in order to just get you to
there's no montage or anything like that. It is, they spend a good 10-15 minutes at least in the beginning, because you do get to see her grow up,
like from a kid. Yeah, that's what I say.
From a kid, and how she becomes the warrior that she is, and kind of why she is the way she is. I don't want to give too much away because her origin story is just a little bit different than like her normal origin
than
stories.
Like the comic. Or
yes, well, there's a few comics that tell a little bit differently, but they're pretty much the same. And this is pretty much the same, but it has its own fresh take on it.
I'm imagining that it's probably similar to the origin story of the Rebirth.
I didn't read the Rebirth yet.
Okay.
I was waiting for the
I want to actually get the hardcover.
Yeah, that's what I would want to do. Is when it comes out on like an omnibus or something, get it and read it all in one shot.
Yeah, I would read it like that because I love Wonder Woman's character essentially because she's so empowering to women in general. So how did Gal Gadot?
Gal Gadot. I looked it up.
I'm sorry, that's stupid.
No, don't say her name is stupid. She's just amazing.
Gal Gadot.
No! She was really good. I liked her. She was sweet. She was charming. She was really cute.
But was she
played
a
the character
good Wonder
perfectly.
Woman?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Because she did have a very strong sense of honor. She portrayed that, but you could also attribute that to the writing. And she did have that kind of like, little bit of deer in the headlights, but it wasn't like overkill where you're just kind of like, oh, she's just like so, I don't want to say dumb or stupid, but like so naive to where it's like,
yeah, the typical portrayal of a girl, like 1950s
Element or something like that.
Oh.
Like she's not like that
okay.
far gone. Like
that's pretty.
It's just kind of like she's kind of like if you go to a different country and you're not accustomed to their customs. That's
okay.
like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So there was an overkill. It wasn't like she was just like some like, oh, I'm so dependent on Captain. What's his name? Let's call him Captain Kirk.
No,
that's who he plays in Star Trek.
All right, we could go with that. We're really bad with names. I've realized.
I know.
Terrible with names.
And I was like, remember his name, Jenna. But you were excited about the character Dr. Maru.
Yes.
Maru. You're gonna like her.
I'm gonna like her.
You're gonna like her.
Is it because she's everything evil and what I would hope and dream to be?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So go see it. It's well paced. The characterization is good. It's dark enough without being too dark. And
is it rated PG-13?
I think it is.
Or rated
I don't see
R.
a reason why it would be rated R. It wasn't too gory or anything like that.
Okay.
There are some moments where you're just like, ooh. But there are some moments where you're just like, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just discovered a really new, cool way to do this. So I'm like really excited. Those are the 3 movies we watched. Well, right? 3? No,
in theaters.
In theaters. Right?
Yeah, I don't think I saw anything else in theaters.
Okay, we were supposed to see Alien Covenant, but
our schedules did not allow for that.
Our schedules did not allow for that, and we might go see it after we do this roundup. TV shows, though. Wow.
Not much on TV.
Not much.
A lot of the shows that I watched ended or ending. Supernatural, I'm really big on that. And
It ended?
well, the season.
Okay.
That show's never gonna end until those two guys die. Like,
I don't think so.
They both said that they'll keep doing the show as long as they'll keep making it.
All right.
So
it ended this season.
And I was and
season 300.
Season 300, season 13. No, 12.
Okay.
It's either the 12th or 13th season. I've lost track already. But it's just like, it would have been more shocking if people in this universe who died stayed dead. And that doesn't happen very often.
But you don't. Let's get a what's that? Mythological. You don't die, really.
Sometimes the brothers die and they go to purgatory, and there are doors to purgatory that are in the earth, and you can get a demon to help you come back, or you could be friends with death, and death will bring you back,
all
or
of this.
You could make good with God and God's sister, and they'll bring your mother back from the dead. Yep, that happened last season.
That works though. That's how Earth works.
But there are some people that aren't going to come back. Like, their father's probably not going to come back, who is now on The Walking Dead.
Who's their dad?
Negan.
Really?
Negan played their dad.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's because he's a terrible person, so he's never going to come back.
He actually was kind of an asshole on the show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so see? That's why you don't bring back bad people. You just move them over to another show.
So there are a few characters that died, and one of them died, and you're just like, what? I guess they just didn't have a storyline for this particular person. And I was like, all right, there goes another female character, because this show has a really big problem with killing female characters that we like. In the beginning, it was very X-Files, like, you had a lot of different monsters that they were chasing after. They still chase after monsters sometimes, and then there was, like, a bigger story arc about one of the brothers being half demon, or being his soul was sold to a demon, and a lot of other nuances, and then the apocalypse came and went, and now they're getting into alternate universes. So they're really, really going for the gold here.
I guess with that show, you can literally do anything.
You really could. But that's enough about Supernatural.
Okay, enough about Supernatural. A show that we actually watched was Silicon Valley, because I didn't watch Supernatural, but I
love
watched
nerds.
Silicon Valley.
I love nerds.
That show is really good.
I love Guilfoyle. I love Martin Starr.
Martin Starr, I think you should ask Jenna out on a date.
You should. Because ever since Freaks and Geeks, even when he was on Freaks and Geeks,
Ew.
and he was that weirdo kid, I was just like, I really, really like this kid.
What?
Like,
I mean, but even in Freaks and Geeks, he was the one, wasn't he the one getting the girls?
He did make out with the girl, I think.
Yes, he did. He made out with the popular girl.
Yeah.
and yeah, before any of his other friends. But Silicon Valley, I think, is just really great overall. There were some episodes that were kind of slow, but I think it's evolving into something really awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of character development this year, I'm seeing.
There's Erlich Bachman,
who might be leaving the show next season.
Good. I absolutely despise his character.
Oh, he's gross.
But Guilfoyle, Dinesh, Richard Hendricks, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
Like, he's doing his own thing, and these other guys are doing their own thing, and that's all we can say, because then I think we would spoil the show.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil the show.
But definitely worth 3 seasons. I would give it, honestly, I probably would give it up to 6 seasons. Considering just how much drama goes into...
So much happens.
So much happens.
And so little happens.
Nothing happens. And so much happens.
It's like they get a success, and it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Absolutely.
That's the whole show. And you know it's going to happen, but it's still surprising.
You really do know.
You're still like, oh no, that happened? And you're just like, wait, I should have expected this.
And you know, okay, so you didn't watch Handmaid's Tale.
No, I didn't. Even though I like a lot of the performers in it.
Don't watch it.
Okay, I won't watch it.
Don't. Like, I thought that I was going to be really into this show because it's like, I really like alternate universe type of shows, especially ones that are set in different time periods after certain events in real life happened. Kind of like, what's that show?
Man in the High Castle.
Man in the High Castle. Yeah, so I was really expecting it to be like Man in the High Castle.
It wasn't written by Philip K. Dick, though, so.
No. It was written by someone who was a dick. Because it's just like too weird for me. I like weird, I like cerebral, but this show is too strange. And I literally stopped watching it after 5 episodes, I want to say. Like, I gave it a good try to watch.
That's a pretty good try. I sometimes only give shows like 1 episode.
And I feel like, so Hulu does like the normal TV schedule type of release where they release 1 episode a week. I came into watching it maybe when it had 3 episodes, so I did a mini binge watch of the show. But if I hadn't done that, I probably would have stopped watching it after the 2nd episode. Honestly, I don't know. And I love, like you said, the actresses in the show are really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Tell us what you think about The Handmaid's Tale. And
I just know the premise of it, and that just makes me uneasy.
Yeah.
And I know I wouldn't be comfortable watching that type of content, so I'm not gonna watch it regardless.
Give it a try. Everyone, to each their own. Everyone loves what they like.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone loves what they like. That's my new phrase.
Right, I don't know. Anything else? Oh, Doctor Who came back. I meant to mention that last time, but we just got so carried away with other subjects. I think we were talking about Star Wars for a really long time.
Were we? Yeah. No.
But Doctor Who is back, and it's really good. I don't know if you're familiar with any of the episodes. Have you seen any of Doctor Who? But usually, like, they'll have a lot of fun episodes, and episodes are fun. Don't get me wrong, but there's like so much like what's that word? Like social commentary.
Social commentary?
Yes.
In what sense?
In the sense that they're speaking about not current events, but, you know, current societal problems or things that are very relevant to, like, the political climate. And
okay.
Like, there's this episode about oxygen and how oxygen has become a commodity, and where they land on a spaceship where there's no oxygen. You have to buy your oxygen in a tank, and any unauthorized oxygen gets expelled.
What?
Yeah.
So they're just wasting oxygen.
Wasting oxygen, and the people on the ship, the suits that they're in, their astronaut suits are trying to kill them. And then it turns out that since the crew wasn't being productive enough, it was more cost efficient to kill the crew and put new crew on than it was to save them.
That sounds terrible. And really sad.
Yeah, and then there was this one line in another episode that the doctor says to his new companion, Bill. She's, like, really upset with him because he's talking about, like, something that could possibly injure and kill a lot of people that he has to do in order to, like, set a creature free. And she's getting really upset about it, and she's like, oh, you know, do you even know how many people you've killed? And he looks at her, he's like, you're outraged. I don't have time for outrage. Like, that's not the exact line. The exact line is a little more powerful. She's like, she's like something like, this is an outrage. And he's like, well, guess what? I don't have time to be outraged. I have to make decisions, and I have to move on. And I think that's kind of like a comment on the outrage culture that we have right now, where people just pick anything, or if something that slightly doesn't sit well with them, it's like an absolute outrage. Not that we shouldn't be talking about things that are wrong, or, you know, right versus wrong, but just how he's, like, has to make a decision, he has to fix something because that's his job, or...
So kind of like speaking to... it's definitely not unnecessary passion for a certain topic,
right,
but not making your specific outrage more important than every other thing that's important to talk about.
Right, and that sometimes there's no time to be outraged, where you're being so outraged that you're negating progress.
Yeah, exactly.
And that you're so, like, I don't want to say politically correct, because that's just, like, a term thrown around. Like, you're so politically correct that you're, like, incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, no, or so progressive that you're regressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think that makes sense to a lot of things in today's culture, society.
And they're just spitting out these episodes, and I can go through, there's like 6 episodes out now, and this would take, like, this is a whole another video in itself, that it's just like, what? And maybe, I'm thinking, like, maybe I didn't realize, maybe I was just like, oh, this is a fun show, and I love science fiction and fantasy.
Yes, I think you love everything science fiction.
That it just would go over my head, but I just really think that this is, like, trying to make a statement, because Steve Moffat, the original writer, he's not on the show anymore. He's not writing the show anymore. Mm-hmm. It's a different writer. I'm not exactly sure who. I can put it in links below, or you can tell me.
I think Jenna should do more videos on Doctor Who.
I guess so. Maybe I'll give you a breakdown. Is that something you guys would like to see? Because I would so love to do that.
I think you should. You should definitely do Doctor Who breakdowns of each episode.
Whew. And I think that's it. I watch The Americans, but I usually talk about that on my podcast. And I'll put another link down below.
So many links, Jenna.
You guys love links, so
we couldn't hang out with any friends today, so we're just gonna throw all our friends
at you
down below at you. But thank you so much for watching our roundup. It was kind of like,
it was good. It was good. I think it was good.
It was round. Our roundup was round.
Our roundup was round. If there's anything you guys think we should check out for the next roundup, or anything that's coming up that you're excited about, that you think that we should go see,
Orange is the New Black,
read,
Wonder Woman. Is that Aubrey Plaza movie coming out in June?
I think it is.
Or July?
It might be July.
The Aubrey Plaza movie with the nuns. Like, I'm so excited for that movie, and I'm also excited about that Scarlett Johansson and Ilana Glazer movie too.
You know what I want to see?
What?
Claws.
I don't know what that is. Bye! Let's start a fire!
Bye.